Hello friends, as you know that we are solving the foundation questions that to specifically chapter number 2, that is why we have a P3O. So let's begin. Question number 51 says that uh, which is not a specific area where KPIs should be set minimum to measure the P3O's model's success. Okay, option A says increase overall program success rates in relation to the benefit realization. Option B, improve the portfolio balance in terms of overall risk, enhance contribution to a strategic objective, and reduce cost of skilled resource. Okay, now have a pause and give what would be your correct answer. Okay, let me solve that. Which is not a specific, again it's kind of question which sometimes you know the right answer but you can carry it away with the notion and you ended up with selecting a wrong answer. So here I believe reduce the cost of skilled resources, it's again not a specific KPI because it's ethically and morally also not the correct answer. So all above A to C may be contributed to the KPIs, but the most correct D should not be. In sometimes the practically in the situation you can think to reduce the cost, but it is not the theoretically as well as morally you can do that. So that is the correct answer. Reduce the skilled resources is not example of KPI, it's against the moral value and irrational compared to all other three options. Okay, let's move to the next question, question number 52, which is the purpose of measuring the KPIs or key performance indicator of the P3O offices. Option A says determine the project progress against its plan, determine P3O success to the organization, identify the resource required within the P3O, and identify areas personal improvement for the project managers. Take a pause, answer what would be the correct. Let me go through the rationale. Now determine the project progress against the plan, it's a project level things. Okay, demonstrate the P3O success to the organization, let's consider that may be the good KPI at the P3O office. Identify resource required within the P3O, that should not be the KPI, that is the day-to-day activities on the delivery support function you can do but not the KPI. Identify areas of personal improvements for the project managers, again that is the project manager level things and that can be done by center of excellence. So I believe B would be the most correct answer here. Yes, that is. And demonstrate the P3O success to the organization's purpose, measuring the KPIs of the P3O. 53 says which is specified constraint that may impact the benefit delivered by the implementing the P3O model. Okay, option A, overall program and project success rate. P3O champion providing senior management commitment and organization ability to adapt the change and belief that complying the repeatable processes is a bureaucratic. Okay, take a pause, answer what do you think the correct answer. Let me give the rationale behind that. Okay, now read the question carefully. Which is specified constraint that may impact the benefits delivered by the implementing the P3O? So which out of this is a constraint? So overall program project success, it's not a constraint. P3O providing a senior management commitment, again it's a good thing, it's not a constraint, it's a good thing, it's required for you to implement the organization ability to adapt the change, that might be the constraint, because if your organization is not able to adapt the change, it may be a challenging, a fiasco that is not able to deliver, and believe that complying with a repeatable process is a bureaucratic. Yes, that is the things, but out of C and D, C would seems to be the most correct answer. Yes, that is. An organization ability to adapt the change is a specified constraint that may impact the benefit delivery by the implementing a P3O model. Okay, question number 54, what is used to measure the success of the P3O? Option A, principles for extracting value, P3O value matrix, key performance indicator, and complexity modeling. what is used to measure the success of the P3O. Now, key performance indicator is required to measure the success, but here they specifically principle for extracting the value that is more relevant. So I doubt complexity modeling is required for you to implement the governance thing. Value matrix is for identifying core issues of the organization. So I am confused between option A and option C, KPIs and principles for extracting the value. So I believe that I can go with the option A because it's used to measure the success of the P3O. That principles for extracting how value we can, what are the value we can extracting from the P3O, that should be the measure, and that should be one of the KPI by which you can measure the success of the P3O. So I believe yes, that is the correct answer. Principles for extracting value is used to measure the success of the P3O, and that can be one of your KPIs to measure the success of that. So I believe that is the correct answer, A. Question number 55, which is an area where improvement targets and the key performance indicator should be set? Improved portfolio balance in terms of the overall risk and life cycle of the strategy, greater dependencies from the strategic objective, increase number of projects in startup at any time, increase the number of programs scoring amber and red, and get a review technique. Take a pause, give your answer. Let me give you a rationale. So I straight away reject increase the number of projects in startup at any one time. It should not be the KPI, right? So that not achieve your organization success, right? Increase the number of programs scoring amber and red, get a review, that again not the KPIs because it's a downfall. Your projects are in a red and get a review, so that is not rational. Greater independence from the strategic objective, that again not a right answer because you should have a alignment with your strategic objective and your P3O. So I believe A, improve the portfolio balance in terms of the overall risk and the life cycle, that should be the correct answer. Let's see. Yeah, that is the correct answer, that improve the portfolio balance in terms of the overall risk and life cycle, where improvement targets are related to KPI should be set. So that is the correct answer. Okay, thank you very much for joining.